Good evening from Printscape Arena in South Point, Pennsylvania. This is Berg Hockey Live on petershockey.tv and the Pittsburgh Hockey Digest YouTube channel. And what a battle we have tonight in Class AAA. This is as good as it gets for the first week of November. 5-0 North Allegheny, the two-time defending Penguins Cup champions, is at Peters Township, where PT is trying to build on a four-game winning streak. Peters Township with a record of 4-1. NA, I mentioned, undefeated on the season. It's 1 versus 2 in the 11-team division as it stands right now. North Allegheny has been downright dominant so far. They have a plus 19 goal differential that is the best in the class by 12 goals, and they have allowed just 8 total all season long. They're the best team in the league in offense. They're the best team in the league in defense. They're the best penalty-killing team. They're the second best power play team. So NA and Coach Mike Bagnotto has a lot going for it. Connor Chi and his running mate Matt Irvin are 1-2 in Class AAA in scoring, where defenseman Trey Gallo is also right there, tied for 5th in the division. So not only are they the defending champs, they have done everything they have expected to do at the start of this season. Peters Township, though, has been right there with them. After that disappointing loss on opening night at Pine Richland, it's been a series of successes. We covered their most recent win, of course, at Upper St. Clair at the Ice Castle in Mount Lebo, at the Ice Castle last Thursday. 5-2 winners was Peters Township. Ryder Mertens had a couple of goals in the first period. Austin Malley scored his first 2 goals in a little while. And as PT overcame an early 1-0 deficit to the Panthers on the road and really cruised to that victory. Sophomore Ben Kovac also continued his scorching start. He has 6 goals now after scoring the other day against Upper St. Clair, 3 of them on the power play, including that goal last Thursday. 6 goals ties him for the league lead. 6 has him atop the team standings as well by 2 over Austin Malley when it comes to putting the puck in the net. 8 total points for Kovac, the sophomore, making his varsity debut. Also, if you're talking about underclassmen, Kyle Thomas, who will start tonight for Peters Township in goal, has a 4-1 record. And even though his save percentage is .870 and his goals against average is over 3, he has been playing quite well since that opener, allowing 4 goals at Pine Richland. He stopped 22 of 24 against Upper St. Clair last Thursday. And North Allegheny has shut out its last 2 opponents. So the Tigers come in not having allowed a goal since an 8-4 win against Cannon McMillan on the 18th of October. So they blanked Pine Richland 5-0. That's a quality win. And they beat Cathedral Prep of Erie 6-0 last time around. And we're playing hockey at Printscape Arena. An abbreviated pregame show here. I'm Matt Geica, bringing you the broadcast from my living room in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's, again, another remote broadcast. Thanks again to Todd Kazarowski of 10 Band TV for making this all possible. It's wonderful to continue to call games for Peters Township for the 7th season that I've done this. Wrist shot on the way from the point from Peters Township. That was blocked, never made it through. And here comes North Allegheny down on a potential transition chance, but the Tigers are offside. I mentioned NA, a record of 5-0. Of course, that puts them at 10 points, tops in the standings. Peters Township with 4 victories and that 1 regulation loss. That gives them 8 points. PT has made the most of what it's done so far. They've only outscored their opponents by a cumulative 3 goals. They've scored 20 and allowed 17. And at least early in the season, unlike a Rick Tingle coached club, they have allowed over 3 goals per game, which is 8th out of 11 teams in this division. Of course, like I mentioned, they're still trying to overcome, much like Kyle Thomas is, that 8-goal output for Pine Richland on opening night. Here is Peters Township now, and it's Malley chipping down the wing. Ben Kovac tries to get to it, but it's flicked away from him, and out comes North Allegheny. The Tigers to center ice. 1 minute into this first period. Cutback move to the middle, and now swirling to the outside is Kyle Holmes. Holmes taking and leaving to the It goes across rink, and Holmes can't quite control it. Now he'll regain for North Allegheny. NA has won 4 Penguins Cup championships. They've won it the last 2 times it's been competed. Of course, 2020, the season was canceled. The conclusion was, unfortunately, put on ice permanently due to COVID-19. But last year they won it, and then in 2019 they also prevailed. And in fact, they beat Peters Township on their way to the championship last year. Here's a shot from the angle that's stopped and held onto by Andrew Long, it appears. He's getting the start tonight, number 27 in black and gold for North Allegheny, a .953 save percentage and a 1.00 goals against. He stopped 20 of 20 shots for his first shutout of the season last time out at Pine Richland. That was a couple of games ago, as Mike Bagnotto is alternating goaltenders at this point. This is Long's third start. Rylan Murphy, his counterpart, also has 3 starts. This is icing against North Allegheny. That'll bring the faceoff back down to our right on your device screen. Just one game in Class AAA tonight, and it's this one. You're watching it right here, and what a matchup it is. Very rare to get this kind of level of quality early on this season, in a season, and it's hard to tell who's good and who's not, to be frank, at this point in the season too. But as far as we can tell, and based on the reputations of these two programs, what they've done recently, I have no reason to believe they won't be at or near the top of the standings by the time February rolls around. Puck held at the line, at the offensive blue line for North Allegheny, but now they'll have to pull it out on the delayed offside situation. Peeling back and pivoting away from pressure is Trey Gallo, 7 points as a defenseman. Gallo, the junior, had 5 assists last year against Peters Township in 3 games. Far side, fake, slap shot, goes over to Gallo, shoots one, and Thomas has to make a short side save with a delayed penalty coming up against Peters Township. It's interference, the call. Special teams has been the specialty of both of these teams so far this season. Peters Township has killed off 13 of 14 on the year, power plays against, that is, whereas North Allegheny has scored on 5 out of 14 for a 36% conversion rate. That's second to only Peters Township, which has scored on 37% of its power plays. So when we have players in the penalty box, expect strength on strength. Gallo, center point, wristing, save Thomas, rebound, poke just wide. I'm not sure that first one ever got through, actually. And Nolan Kalinier got the last stick on it. Far side wrist shot, and that's blocked in the middle. Rebound in front of the net, and pushed off to the side. The net came off its moorings, as, again, Kalinier was there for North Allegheny, along with a teammate jamming away. Thomas held down his pad along the goal line. Luke Washabaugh was joining the fray. Now Connor Chi, number 43 in black and gold, will take this draw. And Peters Township wins it cleanly, and it slammed down the ice. Cleared out of there by Ryan McKenna, number 52 for Peters Township, in the traditional home whites with the red and the black trim for Rick Tingle. Play moving quickly down to our left as Kalinier gets in there, bodying up one of the Peters Township defensemen. That's Kobe Ringwald, who's put up some points so far this season, 6 assists, all in the power play. Right now, he's focusing on defending. Chi at the left circle, he scored the heartbreaking goal for Peters Township, or against Peters Township last year. It was heartbreaking for Peters Township, though, in the Penguins Cup semifinals. Far wing, Kalinier centering, Washabaugh shot, saved by Thomas. Washabaugh gets to his own rebound and swirls it back out high. Washabaugh curling in, shooting off the crossbar, I think. Hit the iron at the very least, maybe the post. Gallo will keep a bouncing puck alive and force feed it over to Connor Chi. To the line, and Gallo shot at score. A one-timer from Trey Gallo off the assist from Chi, and North Allegheny keeps that power play conversion rate humming. It's a PPG with 13:20 remaining in the first period. Gallo shooting, and plenty of traffic in front of Kyle Thomas. I don't think the sophomore goaltender ever saw it for Peters Township. There were friendlies and enemies in the low slot, and that puck drifted by everybody. So not even 4 minutes in, North Allegheny has the opening goal. And, well, take this how you want it. If you're North Allegheny, you'll take it as a positive, I'm sure, because the first period has been North Allegheny's worst period of the season. They've only outscored their opponent 7-5 in the first. Now, I say only cheekily, of course, because they've outscored their opponents in every period so far this season. But it's been after the first where they've outscored teams 20-3. Travis Lamarck from the point, a bouncing shot off a deflection. Heads over to the left side wall. That's where Evan Kaminsky is pinned there by one of the Peters Township defenders. Kovac, that's Ben Kovac. A couple of Kovacs on the team. And here's Ben Kovac, 6 goals on the year. Looks to make it 7 and shoots, but a save was made. Loose puck right at the top of the crease and flicked not all the way out of danger. It's Kovac again, feeding the point. McKenna shot a slow-moving one that's gloved down by Lamarck, and unable to be cleared by North Allegheny. That was held in by Camden Martin, who has 5 points on the year. Martin's been a revelation, too, as a sophomore. Plenty of underclassmen shining for Peters Township so far. Well, familiar spot for PT. They trailed 1-0 at Upper St. Clair last week before scoring 4 in a row before the end of the first period even, to nearly put that one on ice before the opening intermission. Shane O'Neill tried to keep this one in the offensive zone for North Allegheny. Couldn't do so. And here are the NA Tigers again. Wristing it around the wood was Kyle Holmes. In the middle, shot, score! O'Neill puts it under the crossbar, and it's 2-0 North Allegheny on what appeared to be a harmless-looking sequence for Peters Township, but the shoot-in was accurate, and the centering pass was perfect. And speaking of perfect, O'Neill hammered that one up over the glove of Thomas, over his shoulder, left side from his perspective, and with 11:53 left in the first period, NA, the first-place team in Class AAA, making a statement on the road. It's 2-0. Now the top line back out there for NA. It's Chi. Losing control of the puck was Holmes, but it'll be Cole Jackman helping to gather it in for the Tigers. Peters Township's Carson Alexander battling a tough forecheck here, and he lost the puck to Chi, the nifty one. He was dispossessed, though. A good stick check. Frees up the puck for Peters Township to try to escape, and they will. So PT's got to gather itself at this moment on home ice. Perfect so far on this season on home ice is Peters Township, 2-0, beating Bethel Park 3-1, and in a crazy game 2 weeks ago, Mount Lebo 6-5 was the final there. Sharp angle chance, a stuff attempt at the side of the net from Kovac, and it'll be Long holding it down and getting the whistle with 11:05 remaining in period number 1, and a 2-0 North Allegheny advantage. Peters Township won both regular season meetings in the season series last year, one here and one up at the Barrel Ice Complex in Warrendale. They won on the road 7-2, did Peters Township. Trying to squeeze one between Thomas and the post, or was one of the Tigers, but unsuccessfully. And then it was a 2-1 decision here at Princescape. Of course, at this time last year, the season hadn't even started yet due to COVID-19. So happy to be back on a regular schedule. Ryder Mertens, 2 goals last week against Upper St. Clair. Nice move to scoot away from Travis Lamarck. Left it in behind the net. Cooper Slavin went to the front of the goal, wearing number 26 is Slavin. Tries to take this pass, but it's poked off his blade. But Mertens continues to work hard. Mertens, ill-advised pass is broken up and taken away. North Allegheny back, and it's Gallo, the defenseman. You can see why he has 7 points on the year. Unafraid to lead the rush, but that time he was defended well. And arm in the air for one of the referees. Not sure if that was offside. I think it was. Now he's drifting over toward the scorekeeper's area. Might be a penalty on the way. Keep an eye on that. Well, it doesn't appear. Yes, there will be 2 minutes loaded on the board. Trey Gallo commits the penalty, so Peters Township puts its top-ranked power play on the ice. It was 2 for 5 last week, but Alexander gives this one away, and it's cleared quickly by NA. Peters Township won both regular season meetings, as I was saying, last year against North Allegheny, but lost in the playoffs at the RMU Island Sports Center in the semifinal round. A 4-3 thriller. Connor Cheese scored the overtime winner. Austin Malley tied it in the final minute of regulation time with the goaltender off the ice for PT. And that one's poked right past William Tomko. And North Allegheny is just going to rag this puck and try to kill some clock. And it does successfully, at least for about 10 or 15 seconds. 9:25 to go in the first period, and 1:12 remaining in the power play, the opening power play for Peters Township. NA's already scored on its first attempt on the advantage. Ringwald, 6 power play assists, feeds Alexander. Deflected shot toward the front, but went away from the front of the net and easily backhanded out to safety by the Tigers. Ringwald will feed on to Alexander. Scans the scene and decides to drop it on back further. 47 seconds to go on the Gallo minor penalty. Ringwald dishing over to Alexander. Alexander forces up into the offensive zone and a cross-ring pass. Looking for a Slavin. That didn't connect. And this will be offside against Austin Malley coming off the bench. The puck came just about a foot over the blue line and into the neutral zone. Goals from Gallo and O'Neill. Nolan Collinear made the pass to O'Neill. Couldn't get that number earlier, but Collinear gets another point on the board, as does Matt Irvin. And Connor Chi and Luke Washaball had assists on the Gallo power play goal earlier in this frame. The dish to the front, looking for Slavin, but it hopped over his stick off a North Allegheny twig. Mertens pivoting toward the middle, shoved the puck to the top of the crease. Still free. Mertens turned, and now it's deflected over to the sidewall. To the line, and Tomko, the freshman, kicks it to his stick, and now it's over to the far side of the net, and a whistle and a stoppage in play with 2 seconds to go on the Gallo minor penalty. And the referees seem to be pointing to a couple of players. Not sure why. William Tomko, 7 points, second only to Ben Kovac. So a sophomore is first in Peters Township scoring. Freshman is second. I told you about Kyle Thomas, the sophomore goalie, who's played all but 25 minutes of the season so far. Different kind of a year for Rick Tingle and trying out some youngsters. Camden Martin, 5 points as a sophomore in his first varsity action. Slavin wins the draw to the line in McKenna. He's also playing at the varsity level for the first time this year. Martins in deep. Power play is over. PT has not broken the wall being built in front of the North Allegheny net while they're shorthanded this season. That's now 11 straight penalty kills to start the year for the Tigers. 7:48 to go in the first period and ticking. PT down 2-0 on home ice, but the good thing for Peters Township is it's still early. For North Allegheny, they're figuring, well, our best is probably still yet to come based on how they've played so far this season. So both teams with reason to keep their heads up early on. Chi skating ahead, cutting inside. Chi, the dish to the doorstep, and Thomas made a save, and it was cleared away. And before any of the Tigers could pounce on that rebound, Cole Jackman was also part of that rush. This is offside against North Allegheny, and so the faceoff comes out into the neutral ice area. Again, this is Matt Geico on the call. Berg Hockey Live, late night on a Tuesday, 1 versus 2 in Class AAA in the PIHL. Todd Kazarowski on the camera and on the ones and twos there live at Printscape Arena in South Point, home of the Peters Township Hockey Club. PT on home ice and facing a deficit, an early deficit here. Lucas Deemer will shove it ahead for Peters Township. Didn't connect on anyone with that pass. Deemer playing his second varsity game. Bodies bouncing behind the net. Deemer couldn't take the puck on the backhand in the slot. And here's North Allegheny. No, they touch it, and it's a penalty against the Tigers. At least against the Tigers. Might be against both teams, in fact. We'll get it sorted out in just a second. With 6:52 on the clock in the first period. And the penalty only to Shane O'Neill of North Allegheny. So here's a second chance for Peters Township. First power play didn't do too much, mostly limited to perimeter stuff. Puck possession was okay, but not much in terms of scoring chances. Tomko to take the draw for Peters Township. Lost it, though, to Chi, but here are the Peters Township power play competitors. Turning it over, though, is Alexander, giving it away to Chi. Shorthanded breakaway. Chi's in, and he might have gotten a piece of that. Did Thomas with the blocker hand. Might have gone over the high glass, in fact, and into the screen. So the faceoff will be in Peters Township ice, but PT dodges one there with Connor Chi, the last guy you probably want bearing down on your netminder, looking for his 7th goal of the season, but couldn't bury. So give Thomas credit for holding his ground. But Peters Township shaky at the start here with 6.5 left in the first. Tomko on it here. At the left wing wall, Tomko cutting to the outside, looking to set up a passing lane to the front, perhaps to Martin. Instead, he handed it off. It's Ringwald at the point, faking the shot, feeding Tomko, who's running this power play as a freshman. Murphy had the pass go through him. A wrist shot from the outside from Kimberling. It was deflected out of play. 1:18 remaining on the penalty to Shane O'Neill of North Allegheny. Already out of the ordinary situation here for North Allegheny. They had conceded just 10 power plays total in their first 5 games. So shorthanded twice in this first period. That's a different look, different feel for the Tigers. They killed off the first one, but PT dangerous so far on the power play this season. Here's Kimberling shooting, and that missed everything. Tomko couldn't catch up, but no problem. It'll be Ringwald out by the line. Kobe Ringwald creating an angle or trying to, but he missed the net with that wrist shot. Tomko and Kovac now. Kovac will take and give on to Tomko. Behind the back pass to Ben Kovac. 3 power play goals on the year among his 6. Ringwald faked the shot. Ringwald shooting, score! It got through, maybe off the post and in. And Peters Township has cut the lead in half with a power play goal of its own. And if it's Ringwald's, it's his first of the season to go with 6 power play assists. I don't think it hit a Peters Township stick on the way through, maybe off a North Allegheny player. Hard to tell on the replay, but it slipped right past Andrew Long. And with 5:32 remaining in the first period, Peters Township has drawn blood, and it's 2-1. Luca Maeda to take this face-off, making his varsity debut, number 34 for Peters Township. A power play goal for each side, so if you're wondering strength on strength, what will prevail? 2 good power play teams, 2 good penalty-killing teams. And, well, so far, the power plays have had the advantage. 1 for 2 is Peters Township, 1 for 1 is North Allegheny. Lead dish from Caleb Kovac finds Maxwell Kness, pulling it and shooting it, scored! He put it under the crossbar and in, and it's 2-2. What a goal from Kness on the rush. He pulled it to his forehand from in tight and roofed it right under the crossbar. Brilliant goal over the shoulder of Andrew Long. And Peters Township scores twice in under a minute to tie this one up. The turn of events, can't say I saw it coming, but that's the risk you take when you put a good team on the power play, and that can change momentum. It can change the feel of the game just like that, and it sure seems like it did. And give credit to Caleb Kovac for picking up his first point in his first varsity season. Made the lead pass there to Kness, who had all sorts of speed. The senior bursting down the wing scores his second goal of the season. A beautiful tally. Not much more to say about it than that. 2-2 is your score. So an even strength goal after the power play goal for Peters Township. And we're all level. And this is looking a lot like the game we saw a couple weeks ago that was 6-5, Peters Township over Mount Lebanon, right here on this ice sheet. Turning to the outside, though, North Allegheny's Chi. He's played a ton in this first period already, as you might expect. Chi behind the net. Cole Jackman bodied up there, lost control of the puck. 4.5 to go in the first period. In a 2-2 game. Kness and I believe Ringwald for Peters Township. Yeah, they did give it to Ringwald. Kimberling and Ben Kovac on the assists. And then Kness from Caleb Kovac and Luca Maeda. Out near the line. It's Tomko shooting. Save made. Rebound and pounced on by Long. And he'll get the whistle. Thankfully for him. He's had some pucks ricochet off him into dangerous areas in this first period. So far, so good for both teams' attacks. North Allegheny came into the game averaging over 5 goals per game, and Peters Township, no slouch itself, at 4 even per game entering tonight. That ranks second out of 11 teams in Class AAA, tied for second. Dangerous attempt at an exit there from Gallo, and that gives Peters Township a possession. Mertens to the front of the net and chopping away, and an early whistle there. It appeared that Chase Stouffer had an opportunity for Peters Township to try to jam that one in, but the whistle sounded, and play has been halted. Shots on goal, 11 for Peters Township, 6 for North Allegheny on last accounting. PIHLhockey.com has your live box, as always. And they're right on top of it are the good folks there on site at Printscape Arena. Breakout time for North Allegheny. On the far wing, it's Patrick Boudignol right to the front of the net, and there's a shot on target. First one in a while for North Allegheny. Thomas handles that in his equipment. Somewhere it ended up. He doesn't have to know where it was exactly, as long as he knows that he has it. Off the draw, it's Peters Township. Charging up ice, Luke Cassiola, the big rig, wristing it right into the glove of Long, and nothing further from that. Both goaltenders taking the opportunities to hang on to pucks in the last couple of minutes. Hard to blame them there, wanting to slow things down with the offenses off the hot starts. From the far wing, a shot, score! It got through from the outside. There was a screen. It went under Long, and Peters Township has scored 3 in a row to take the lead. From the side boards, couldn't quite catch the number. Was it Kazarowski? It was number 7 that I caught out of the corner of my eye. And Cassiola was setting a screen in front of the net. And if it's Caden Kazarowski, it's his first of the year. That puck had eyes of its own, it appeared, as it slid right by Long from the sideboards. The shot was taken, maybe a 40-footer. And Long just reacted way too late to stop that. And Peters Township has rallied back 3 goals in a row. Incredible stuff in the opening period. Still a long way to go in this one, too. Can't say I expected this level of open play, as North Allegheny has had a lot of trouble getting out of its own end in recent minutes. It's been a little sloppy, perhaps for both teams, but Peters Township putting the pedal down to the floor at the moment. Alexander, a shot. That drifted wide of the net. It'll be Camden Martin on the retrieval. Wrister from the outside from Ringwald. That hit a shin pad and came right back to him. Now Martin tried to put it toward the front of the net again, and that one was denied. Battles on here. Martin, sharp hands to pull it around a couple of Tigers, but he iced the puck from his side of the red line. 2:17 remaining in the first period. PT fell down 2-0, and now leads it 3-2. And the box score shows Luke Cassiola getting credit for the goal. It was Kazarowski who shot it from the half wing boards, left wing side in the North Allegheny zone, but maybe Cassiola got a piece. He had a big celebration too, so sometimes that tells the story. Cole Jackman from the corner for NA. Chi was stripped of the puck by McKenna. Ryan McKenna doing the defensive work with now 2 minutes to play in the first period. Here's Peters Township again, and Long can't handle this high shot. He's starting to look a little bit shaky here. He's gotten 3 behind him so far in this period. Luca Maeda couldn't make anything happen on the rush over the blue line. But again, an exit pass hits a body, and it's just bouncing around for North Allegheny. Not a lot of clean breakouts. Nothing in transition in the last few minutes. Chi gave that one away down the boards. Just a blind pass. He was hoping someone was there, but they weren't. Kovac gains the line. Kovac to the middle. Cutting inside was Mertens. He got the shot off. Rebound. He got another chance. And this one stopped by Long, and he holds on with 1:18 remaining before the break. Ryder Mertens, 2 goals last week. His first 2 on the season in his junior year, his 3rd varsity season. Ryder Mertens, he's always been so elusive. He has the ability to work those edges on his skates and just find the angles and be able to pull off moves that other players simply can't. At least when it comes to his feet. And you know what? You can make those plays with your feet, then the hands will surely follow. Fast hands usually means fast feet and vice versa. In this case, it's definitely true with Mertens. From the far side, Cooper Slavin pushed it down the wall. Here is Mertens. Mertens behind the goal, protecting the puck on his forehand side. Put it to the high slot. Taken there by Stouffer. Stouffer behind the goal. Stouffer took the shot, and it's deflected off a stick and over to the far side glass. 38 seconds to go in the first period. Peters Township trying to make it back-to-back 4-goal first periods. They scored 4 at Upper St. Clair last week to erase an early deficit. But it was just 1-0 to the Panthers. It was 2-0 to the Tigers tonight. 3-on-3 scrum behind the net. What a tie-up it was for at least 10 seconds. But here's Mertens with it. Mertens behind the net. Stouffer, looking over his options, finds Mertens along the goal line. He emerges. 12 seconds to go in the period. Put it in front, did Mertens, but it skipped right past Stouffer. Stouffer pulls up. He shot, would score! It went in. Might have been deflected again, but it's 4-2 Peters Township. They've done it again for the second straight week. They come from behind in the first period and put 4 on the board. Cooper Slavin was the one making the drive-by in front of the net. Perhaps he tipped it. Again, impossible to tell from this angle, but either way, Peters Township kept the pressure on. There was that big fight for the puck behind the net. I mentioned it was 3-on-3, and Peters Township prevailed in that puck battle, and they prevailed in the ultimate goal, of course, the offensive zone possession, which is to score a goal. Time runs out in the first period after the center ice faceoff. 4-2 Peters Township, and they're all fired up on the home bench, as you might expect. Caden Kazarowski tapping his stick down, applauding his teammates. He was part of that rally. He was part of that go-ahead goal, and we see one just before the end of the period, a 4-2 lead for Peters Township. Regardless of who scored it, it was an impressive, resilient effort on the part of the boys in white. Incredible. Cooper Slavin does get credit for the goal, so he did deflect it. It's just been fun to watch this first period, and Peters Township turned things around in a hurry. They didn't have a lot going for them, and there you see the goal from O'Neill that made it 2-0 as we run back the highlights from period number 1. But it all got started on the power play. Ringwald's shot found its way through traffic and in. And so it was 4 goals in the final, well, call it 5.5 minutes. Here's one just about 15 seconds later. Maxwell Kness shelving it on the rush on his off-wing side even. And here's Kazarowski wristing, and looks like Luke Cassiola tipped it on its way in. So 2 deflection goals if the official scoring is correct right now, and I have no reason to doubt it. And here's one in the final 10 seconds. Looked like a harmless shot from Stouffer that Cooper Slavin tipped past Andrew Long. And what a tough period for North Allegheny's sophomore goalie, who has now played 3 games. Well, he's played 2 full games plus 1 period, and we're going to have a goaltending change for Mike Bagnotto. You might have just seen Rylan Murphy, the junior, skate down to your left if you're watching on your device. Eagle-eyed viewers would have caught that. Number 50 is now in net for North Allegheny. I'm not sure that I would say it was necessarily all on the goalie, but it never is all on the goalie. And sometimes coaches just make changes to try to spark something in their team emotionally. And also, perhaps out of pity and some protectionism for the goalie who's had 4 get behind him in this case. So North Allegheny, for the first time this season, has its cage rattled. The Tigers are going to have to respond, but they have 2 periods to do so. Feels like I was just saying the same thing about Peters Township. Funny how events can change in the sport of hockey, especially. Boy, it comes at you fast, doesn't it? Peters Township attacking down to our left now, as Slavin will shoot one in over the line, and this is gobbled up by Murphy. Good idea from Slavin to put a puck on the goalie who had no warm-up. You don't get a warm-up coming into the game as a relief pitcher, if you will, on this night of Game 6 of the World Series. So we'll use that terminology. Why not? This is not Joe Buck, though. This is Matt Kaika on the call of Peters Township and North Allegheny, 1 versus 2. NA came into this game 5-0. Peters Township 4-1, not having lost since opening night. So both teams sizzling in terms of getting results, and North Allegheny hadn't allowed a single goal in its last 2 games. It's allowed 4 in a period, nearly 5 as the shot goes right off the shoulder of Murphy, and he hangs on. Goodness gracious, Peters Township is continuing to push the attack. I think that was Slavin got that one-timer off from between the dots. And now the youth line will go out there. Tomko centering Martin and Ben Kovac. Off the scramble draw, North Allegheny has control. O'Neill, who scored that second goal, which seems like decades ago at this point, and this is almost like what we saw a couple of weeks ago with that topsy-turvy game against Mount Lebo. Ended up being a win for Peters Township on a Ben Kovac power play goal late in the 3rd period. This one far from over, despite the 2-goal lead for Peters Township, of course. Here is Kovac. Kovac getting around a man, trying to put it in front of the net. Still loose there at the top of the crease, and eventually pinned down. And now we have a big scramble here and a scrum, an all-out scrum after the whistle. Ryland Murphy, the goalie, fresh into the game, even takes one of the Peters Township players down. Ben Kovac ends up on his backside because of the goalie for North Allegheny. And I have to imagine there's going to be at least one penalty coming out of all this with 15:42 to go in the second period. Some protests being lodged by Peters Township leads me to believe PT might be on the short end of all this once it gets sorted. Peters Township has been shorthanded one time in this game, and North Allegheny made it a power play goal, and it will be a second power play for North Allegheny out of all that. Although we haven't seen the penalty time loaded on the scoreboard yet. As you see there at the top of your screen, we have the second camera trained on the center hanging scoreboard. It is William Tomko off for 2 minutes. So North Allegheny puts that power play fivesome back on the ice. Gallo had the goal. He's waiting at the point for this puck. He gets it. Gallo gave it back to Chi. Chi down low and right through traffic and into the corner. From the side, turning is Matt Irvin. Irvin, haven't heard much from him, big number 76. Chi will shoot one, and that's stopped by Thomas, who held his ground on the near post. Chi to Gallo. Gallo right back to Chi. And Gallo will take and pirouette out near the line. He's pressured hard there from Caleb Kovac. Chi shovels it down low, put it in front, or at least tried to, by Collinear, but that was blocked off by the Peters Township penalty kill. 1:12 left on the minor penalty to William Tomko. Backing out here, one of the Peters Township killers without a stick, that's Kness. Here's Collinear hacking away in front of the net. Collinear got two chances at it, and Thomas freezes the puck. In a big situation there, point-blank range, Collinear was hacking and whacking. Couldn't get the puck by the goaltender, though. 14:42 left in the second. 4-2 Peters Township. And you see there on the scoreboard, it still says Penguins, where usually you see home team, because this was the former practice home of the Penguins, as you might recall, for a long time, in fact, up until the 2015-16 season when the Lemieux Ice Complex opened in Cranberry, up there on Route 79. South on the interstate, we're playing a great hockey game so far. 4-2 Peters Township. Irvin's shot was denied by Thomas, and Gallo can't keep the bouncing puck in. He'll have to chase back as it goes up on its edge, and he nearly gave it away to Kazarowski, the forechecker, but he pushed it past him. Chi in over the line with a controlled entry. Connor Chi driving to the goal, and he knocked the net off. I'm not sure that would have even counted if he could have scored it. And in fact, yes, it looks like the referees are going to point the faceoff out into the neutral zone because Chi was the one who pushed it off its moorings. 38 seconds to go on the penalty to Peters Township and William Tomko. And this faceoff out of the zone will certainly help. Tomko got nabbed for roughing, by the way, in case you're scoring at home. Four bodies on the ice for Peters Township, plus the goalie. 5 out there for North Allegheny. Second power play for the Tigers. They were successful on the first one as Gallo scored his third of the season. Gallo near side for Evan Kaminsky. Gallo yanking the puck away from a Peters Township defender and shot one. He scored. It got through. Trey Gallo's got a pair, both on the power play, and North Allegheny's back within one. Don't turn this one off early. Late night action has been back and forth as Gallo's shot squeezes past Thomas. As you look at the replay, 14:05 left in the second period. Not even halfway home, and there are 7 total goals on the board. So 2 in the back of the net against Peters Township. PT had allowed just 1 total goal on the penalty kill all season on 14 attempts entering tonight. Offense with the advantage in this collision of 2 teams who have had most aspects of their games going this season. Like I mentioned, Peters Township has allowed more than 3 per game, but you take away the opener when they gave up 8, and it really hasn't been that out of the ordinary outside of the 5 allowed in Mount Lebo in their previous home game. Collinear, a snapshot, missed the target to the left. Matt Irvin trying to pull this puck off the boards. It's out to the point, and boy, that looked like an interference penalty, but play will continue on. North Allegheny appeared to commit an infraction there as O'Neill will shoot one over the top of the goal as Thomas stood up and it even missed his shoulders. So you know that was well high of the net. Stouffer on the near side. Good accurate pass here on the breakout. Finding Tomko. Cross ring. Wrist shot from Mertens. And that was off target. From the near side wall, Tomko creates the turnover, but he was overtaken by his counterpart, number 28. That's Kyle Holmes, the defenseman. Gallo, side of the net, and an attempted centering pass was broken up by Peters Township. At the line, though, held in by Barnhart. Barnhart poked it ahead, and Peters Township will simply fish this puck out and feed it up ahead into safety, although just momentarily. Washabaugh lost control of the puck. Peters Township on it again. 12.5 to go in the second. It's a 4-3 game. Long lead pass, and this will go for an icing call. No hybrid icing. You can't beat out the defender to the puck at this level of the sport, at least. So those breakaway passes, which sometimes don't have to necessarily connect directly at the higher levels of the sport, they don't really work at this level. You're going to have to make sure that pass gets through and is at least deflected by the intended receiver. Camden Martin charging down left wing. Martin scored a goal from that spot, or close to it, against Mount Lebo a couple of weeks ago. This time he's dispossessed. Here's Cooper Slavin trying to cut in on the overlap. Pardon me, that's Tomko, 28, not 26. Tomko going right to the front of the net again. He's just fearless as he slips between defenders. Again, Peters Township looking dangerous on these offensive zone chances. These long possessions have led to great scoring opportunities in the last, 15 or so minutes of gameplay. Banked out to the point. Kimberling shot it, and look out for deflections. We've had 2 deflection goals for Peters Township so far, and nearly a third there. Giveaway in the middle of the ice. Turning is Kness, but Peters Township trying to complete a line change, and they will. Banked off the high glass and down by North Allegheny. Ryan McKenna circling the goal, pressured there by NA's Brett Baker, but McKenna made the play up ahead. And here's PT's Kazarowski with a shot, and that went off the leg of the goaltender and wide. Pardon, that was Caleb Kovac, wearing number 4. Caleb Kovac, the senior, and Ben Kovac, the sophomore. Chi, backdoor pass attempt, but that's broken up by Peters Township. And here they come again. The boys on the home team chip it deep, and it's touched by the goaltender for North Allegheny, Rylan Murphy. That's a delayed penalty call coming up, it appears. 10:53 to go in the second period, and PT's about to go back on the advantage for the third time. And it's a hooking call. Peters Township is 1 for 2 on the power play so far. The power play goal got him going from Kobe Ringwald, who has 7 points now from the blue line, all of them on the power play this season. 6 assists and 1 goal. The penalty is against Luke Washabaugh of NA. And a long delay as we wait for something that's off screen down to my right. Can't quite tell what's happening. Is there Kyle Thomas has come to the bench for Peters Township. Is it an equipment thing? Well, it looks like there might be a timeout of some sort. The referee just shrugged his shoulders toward the North Allegheny bench. I don't know what this is all about. Might be a timeout. Haven't received word. Either way, let's do a scoring summary, shall we, while we have the opportunity. Trey Gallo and Shane O'Neill scored in the opening 5 minutes for North Allegheny. It was a 2-0 Tigers lead on the road, but then Kobe Ringwald on the power play, and then Maxwell Kness, Luke Cassiola, and Cooper Slavin all scored at even strength to make it 4-2 Peters Township heading into the second. Trey Gallo has scored his second of the night from Evan Kaminsky on the advantage early in this second period, also on the power play, to bring our score to 4-3. Total points in the game, very well spread out. In fact, Trey Gallo is the only player, believe it or not, in this game so far with multiple points. He's got the 2 goals. O'Neill also scoring for North Allegheny. Irvin, Collier, Chi, Kaminsky, Washabaw, all with assists for the visitors. For the home team, Caleb Kovac has an assist, as does Ben Kovac. Luca Maeda, Chase Stouffer, Caden Kazarowski, and Colin Kimberling have helpers too. Ringwald, Slavin, Kness, and Cassiola, the goal scorers for Peters Township. And now we're set for the 5-on-4 power play. At least I thought it was. There's only 4 skaters on the ice. Here comes Ringwald now into the picture. He was just drifting out into the neutral ice area. Rister from the outside from Alexander. That careens wide. Ringwald retrieves it, picks it off the sideboards, and skates toward center ice. Shooting, and it goes wide of the net. Strong shot, though, again. Mertens tried to tuck it. Now he heads in behind the net again. On his backhand, now to the forehand. Bank play to Ringwald. Early stages, third power play for Peters Township. The Indians have scored on their one of their first 2, as this one is saved by Rylan Murphy and cleared down the ice by a teammate. Murphy replacing Andrew Long after the first period. Long allowed 4 goals in the first on 18 Peters Township shots. Peters Township stymied at the blue line. They'll have to regroup and regather. Alexander to Ringwald as we tick under 10 minutes to play in the second period. Ringwald quarterbacking things in the neutral zone at least. Mertens trying to pick his way past Owen Logan, at least kept the puck into the corner. Now Alexander will shoot, and that's deflected into the screen. We'll have a face-off in the offensive zone for Peters Township. Carson Alexander shot that one. And he'll stay on the ice, but Rick Tingle will change up his forward unit on the power play. Ben Kovac to take this face-off from the left dot. The right-handed shot leaned in on the forehand to try to jam it to the wall. Was curious how he was going to go about that one. Typically, you see the lefties take the face-off on that side of the ice, but Kovac decided to take it. Now Tomko couldn't keep that one alive, couldn't get it back to the point in Alexander, and another 200-foot clear for North Allegheny. Half minute to go on the penalty to Luke Washabaw. Alexander head up, makes a nice pass to Tomko, but his drop feed was a little too weak to make it all the way to Kovac, and again, slung down the length of the rink by the Tigers. One last rush here for Peters Township on the advantage. Alexander handed it off to Ringwald. Ringwald goes back to Alexander cross rink. And again, they go rink wide. Tomko onside over the line. Bouncing puck controlled by Kovac. Power play is over. PT's 1 for 3. Kovac, front of the net with that pass, looking for Martin, but it was deflected away from him. Trey Gallo hacked it once, hacked it twice, put it to the middle, intercepted there by Tomko. Then he was checked, a little bit of a low check there, a hip check. I don't think it was a knee. Kind of close, though, but play continues on up the ice. Gallo bidding for the hat trick. He shot it, and the stop was made by Thomas. Loose puck in the slot, and Peters Township escorts it out to safety. 4-3. PT scored 4 in a row to more than erase a 2-0 deficit, to reverse a 2-0 deficit, in fact, in the truest of fashions. It went from 2 down to 2 up in a flash. 5.5 minutes was all it took for Peters Township to score 4 consecutive goals. Lucas Deemer, not a lot of speed going, but he tried to shoot it deep. Couldn't do that, and it was blocked by Holmes of North Allegheny. 8 minutes to play in the second period. This one will be icing against Peters Township as the whistle sounds at Printscape Arena. Next game for both teams, well, we've got a matchup at Central Catholic, at Harmerville, the Alpha Ice Complex. That'll be for North Allegheny coming up. I should have mentioned that off the top. That'll be Thursday. Also playing Thursday, as there'll be 5 games in Class AAA later this week on the 4th. We'll see Peters Township making its first ever trip to play Baldwin, newcomer to Class AAA. Shot from Collier after the face-off win. That stop was made by Thomas. The Baldwin Highlanders have taken the place of the Butler Golden Tornado in the AAA standings. And that'll be at the Ice Castle in Castle Shannon. 7.5 to play in the second period. And again, the puck's out of play. Peters Township last time out scored 4 in a row and eventually defeated Upper St. Clair 5-2. This one's going to be a little tougher, and we knew that coming in anyway with the quality of opponent coming into Printscape tonight. But still, it's nice to see it live up to the hype, too, in a lot of ways, at least so far. Cole Jackman took the shot from the slot that Thomas stopped. Peters Township trying to clear, but they can't get it past Gallo at the point. It seems like he's everywhere back there, number 4 in black. Evan Kaminsky lifted the stick of a Peters Township defender. Back to the point for a long-distance shot that's blocked away by Thomas. Again, Gallo shoving it down the wall. Gallo gloved down this clearance. Jackman in a fight here with Colin Kimberling of Peters Township. Kimberling digging in with that stick, trying to keep it, but he lost it to Jackman, but he's overtaken from behind. Clutch defensive play from Kness. From the forward, Maxwell Kness. Kimberling hammers it off the boards, and that was just a desperate attempt to get the puck out, and he succeeded at that, but it will be another icing. I told you North Allegheny has won the Penguins Cup the last 2 times it's been competed. Peters Township made back-to-back appearances in the Penguins Cup final. Previous to that, winning in 2017, losing in 2018. Now a centering pass and a chance in front against Thomas, and I think he made a save there. Maybe the shot never even got through. Boy, what an opportunity there for Jackman again, who's been buzzing. Or pardon, that was Collinear, actually. Collinear was in front after the line change. 6 minutes to go in the second period. Rylan Murphy held up the puck at the side of his net. Murphy hasn't faced a ton of pressure so far from Peters Township in this second period. PT had 18 shots on target in the first. So far in this one, just 3 to North Allegheny's 10. So the Tigers reasserting themselves. This game, I have a feeling, is going to be like a teeter-totter all the way to the end. And you'd expect no less. Always hard to tell, though, early in the season. Who's legit, who's not. I think both these teams are pretty legit. That's just nothing except my feel and based off reputation in the past. Cheese shot, save, rebound. It bounced over the stick of the Tiger on the far side of the ice. Back comes Peters Township. Connor Chi nearly tying this one at 4, but not to be, as it was again Thomas coming up big. Kyle Thomas has made some serious saves in this game despite allowing 3 goals. Gallo reaching out, couldn't take that lead pass, but he'll find it in the corner. To Chi in the circle. Back to Gallo. The two play a quick exchange, but the puck's dislodged by Peters Township and swung around the boards and out. And no icing here as it stops well short of the red line. Chi takes the lead feed. Under 5 to play in the second. Connor Chi, a backhand pass to the middle. Brett Baker had to go behind him. Cassiola for Peters Township. He has a goal in this game. He had the go-ahead goal to make it 3-2 in the first period. Cassiola left it behind him. Now Slavin to Cassiola. Couldn't get the one-timer away. On this near side, Luke Washabaugh. First shift after sitting in the penalty box for a bit. Cassiola has it go through him, but Kovac gave it to Slavin, whose wrist shot skipped off the glove of Murphy and off the end boards. Ticking down to 4 minutes to play in the second period. After this period, we'll have the ice cut and the long intermission. 17 minutes per period in PIHL hockey. Dangerous pass to the middle. NA's had some high-risk stuff in the middle of the ice in their own zone. Not that you can't use the middle of the ice, but it's been pretty congested, at least from what I've seen. And Peters Township has created some turnovers in that spot a few times tonight. Holmes will shoot in deep for NA. From the far side wall, Kovac couldn't escape. That's Caleb Kovac. On the puck, Peters Township again, but again, can't clear. Holmes gunned it into the near side corner. Jackman on the biscuit again. At the line, Ryder Wilson kept it alive. Number 81 in black. Kaminsky in the corner. Turned it over in the middle of the ice, and PT flips it out to center. Strong spell of possession, though, for the Tigers. Trying to tie this one up before the break. Peters Township just looking to make a few good decisions in a row and get the puck back. But again, it's icing against PT. The PT forward checker is unable to get to that puck before it crossed the red line. The goal line, I should say, that red line, not the center red line. 3 minutes exactly to play in the second. These teams will play twice in the regular season, as always. The rematch after the holiday break, January 24th, at the Barrel Ice Complex. So one in the first half, one in the second half as far as the season goes. Gallo's drive off the face-off victory, and that hammered off the boards. Gallo kept it in again from behind the goal. Irvin in front, and Thomas had to make a save there on O'Neill and his chance, his bid for a second goal in this game. He's got one, and Gallo has two. 2.5 to play in the period. Blind centering pass nearly connects, though, for Peters Township, but Kness ends up over skating. Gallo ahead with that pass, and right in on the goaltender, Thomas, who collects it with the paddle, that goal stick, and corrals it with the glove. Ticking toward 10 o'clock. Late night on a school night. These players making the most of it. They had the stage all to themselves in Class AAA this evening. Bit of a different schedule this week with everyone save one team in action on Thursday. But it'll be a 2-game week for both of these teams. They'll be trying to recover after this one. They're going to leave it all out there. Trying to prove who's boss right now in Class AAA. The winner will take over first place. NA has held it all season long. Out by the line, Chi slicing through defenders. Chi shot it, and that went over the goal. Good chance for Connor Chi. Looks strong there on the move. Jackman to the near side. Gallo wants to set up a man in front, and it's deflected just wide. I don't know if it hit the NA stick or not. Bouncing puck up ahead. The chase is on for the puck, and it'll be centered in front for Kovac. Ben Kovac turned it on goal. Murphy kicked it out. 90 seconds to play in the frame. And a penalty on the way. A penalty coming up, and it appears it's against Peters Township. Yes, it is. The home box is open and closed, and I didn't catch the number of the player who went in there, but PT about to go shorthanded for the third time tonight. Gallo has scored on both North Allegheny power plays to this point. Camden Martin had committed the penalty, as it turns out. We'll get you the name of the infraction in just a second, but here's Matt Irvin. Irvin with 11 points on the year. Just one behind Connor Chi for the team lead coming into tonight. PT gets the clear, though. Gallo on the chase back, and he's being hounded by Cooper Slavin on the penalty kill, working as the tip of the spear. Irvin back to retrieve, banks it to Gallo. Gallo back to Irvin. 1 minute to play in the second. North Allegheny led by 2 at one point in the first period. Now just trying to tie it up before the break. Irvin slams on the brakes. Couldn't get it across ice. Now he does. Chi to the front of the net. Bouncing puck. And right there is Thomas to hang on. 45.9 seconds remaining in the frame. This power play will carry over if NA doesn't score. But if you followed hockey for any length of time, you know it's always tough coming out of the period break to try to get that power play back in a rhythm. So for all intents and purposes, you'd have to say NA has 45 seconds to score here. Chi. Of course, there are always exceptions. Connor Chi from the sidewall, running things. The play goes through him every time, as you can tell. Washball going to the front of the net, trying to get a rebound, and could not. Thomas held it down, sealed off that post on the stuff try from NA's Jackman. Or pardon, Collinear, I should say. I keep getting Jackman and Collinear confused, both with the long hair flowing out from behind the helmet. Gallo to the near side. Irvin, 23 seconds to go in the period. Gallo shot one, and again, Thomas makes the stop. NA pouring it on, and Thomas being forced to play hero at the moment. That's now 13 NA shots in this period. Power play remains on. 20 seconds to go in the frame. Quick drop of the faceoff. Collier, sharp angle try. And again, he couldn't beat Thomas. Nolan Collier has 5 goals on the season. He's no slouch, and he had a good look there. Now he does it again. Same type of play. This time he wanted to go back against the grain with a pass, and Thomas headed that one off and froze it. We'll do it again from this circle. Chi, again, Collier drags through and takes the puck. Collier centering, but it's tipped away from Chi. 10 seconds to go in the frame. To the line, Gallo. Connor Chi closing, shooting, and Thomas made the stop, and again he holds with 3.4 left on the clock. Kyle Thomas, I know PT's got 4 goals on the board, but he's bidding for first star of the game honors right now. Well, dare the Tigers try it again when Chi just ties it up and Collier swoops in to take the loose puck. They will try it. Chi right to the front of the net, and again Thomas makes a save. This is getting comical. 19 shots from North Allegheny in the second period, but just the 1 goal. PT gets a change of at least one body. Caden Kazarowski will swoop in to take this faceoff. Chi won it cleanly back. Here's a shot, goes just wide of the goal from Washabaw as time expires in the second. What action to describe for you. It's been a pleasure to bring you this game through 2 periods of play. Washabaw bent over after missing that shot. I'm not sure it would have counted. There was less than 2 seconds left when that puck was dropped at the right circle, but Chi turned and won on his forehand, and Washabaw slugged it just wide of the right post. So the what if will linger for North Allegheny into the second intermission. Both teams will adjourn to their locker rooms. As you see right now, the Zambonis are coming out, and we'll return for the third period of action after this break on petershockey.tv and berghockey.com. Stay with us. The players are back on the ice. There you see the score at the top of your device. 4-3, Peters Township over North Allegheny. This is Berg Hockey Live and PetersHockey.tv, presented by 10 Band Productions and Todd Kazarowski on site at Printscape Arena in South Point. I'm Matt Geika, coming to you from a remote location in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Our dual location broadcasts have continued to be a success here, and knock on wood, hoping for more of the same in the third period of this one. It's been terrific action, obviously. If you like offense, you've liked this game. But beyond that, we've seen two teams that have done great so far in their combined 10 games coming into tonight. They'd won 9 of them. NA undefeated on the season at 5-0. And the Tigers, despite being down 1 going into the final period of regulation, will carry 28 seconds worth of power play time into the third on the fresh ice. As I said at the end of that second period, though, a lot of times the fresh ice is overrated. It's hard to get that power play going coming off of the intermission. And part of that reason is that you have to start from the center ice faceoff. You don't get the luxury of beginning in the offensive zone. So we'll see how NA handles it. Coach Mike Bagnotto behind the bench for North Allegheny, trying to bring his team to a third consecutive Penguins Cup. Of course, a long way to go before that. And NA, with the tradition that it's built, obviously knows that. And they've become quite excellent at being very consistent in the regular season, at being both stingy at the defensive end and potent at the offensive end. And that trend has continued so far this year. And for Rick Tingle's Peters Township squad, they have done the same thing. Honestly, they have been one of the gold standards in this AAA league over the course of the past decade plus, ever since they made the move from Class AA, where they won 4 championships, to where they are now. Pardon me, they won 3 championships in Class AA. Now they've won 2 in AAA. These two teams, Titans in the early season schedule, and it has lived up to that billing so far. The puck is dropped, and we're playing hockey in the third period at Printscape Arena. Peters Township trying to kill off the last half minute of this power play, but Gallo, with 2 goals on the night, keeps it at the point. Connor Chi, stick handling, finding Gallo, right back to Chi at the top of the left circle. Connor Chi down low, goes right by the stick of Collinear, but he retrieves it, gets it to Chi. 7 seconds left on the advantage. Chi shot at score! Connor Chi from the outside throws a dart over the blocker hand of Kyle Thomas, and there you have it. Another power play goal. North Allegheny is 3 for 3 on the night on the advantage, and I don't think Thomas saw that one until it was too late. Maybe a partial screen out high, and it zipped into the top of the net. Connor Chi has another point. He's got 2 on the evening, a goal and an assist. 12 points coming in. Make it 14 for the year now for the top gun on the black and gold. North Allegheny on the road in the traveling black jerseys. Peters Township in the white. And we have a new hockey game at 4-4. Just like the last game we broadcast from Printscape in South Point. That was a 6-5 win for Peters Township over Mount Lebo. And we're on pace for something similar. So hang on to your seat at the moment, or if you're standing up right now, I wouldn't blame you, because it's been exciting. Offside, North Allegheny, just about 55 seconds into the third period. Future games, I mentioned both teams play again on Thursday. PT is at Baldwin, and then Central Catholic back here 2 Tuesdays from now. So Peters Township has next week off as we head closer to the holiday break. No Thanksgiving break, of course, not in terms of games. PT will play 4 more games after Thursday in the month of November. We'll get you the next few games for North Allegheny in just a moment as play has resumed. Over a minute gone in the third period. North Allegheny is 3 for 3 on the power play against the Peters Township penalty kill that had extinguished all but 1 of 14 against coming into the night. So both teams' power plays have been lethal in their opportunities this evening. PT's has scored once against an NA penalty kill that hadn't allowed 1 all year. This is Gallo. Trey Gallo leading the march back for North Allegheny. His pass to Kamensky, but he's held up at the side wall. And O'Neill regroups for the Tigers. O'Neill's aerial pass, a little bit too high for Baker to take. And so Peters Township will gladly grab onto it again. wheeling out of his own end. Looks to be Mertens, but the puck was in his skates, and he kicked it forward to O'Neill. Back in the North Allegheny zone. From the visitors' real estate, it's Baker. Good little tip pass to the middle, and out come the Tigers again. Alexander heading up ice with it. Stripped of the puck by Jackman. Chi on the chase. Connor Chi has tied this game with an early power play goal, and he made me eat my words when I talked about how tough it is to get the power play going after a period break. Well, North Allegheny showed there are exceptions to every rule. Kobe Ringwald, who had the first Peters Township goal, will feed it over to the far side. That relieves the pressure, and Stouffer chips it into the neutral zone. 3 minutes gone in the third period. The Slavin line out there for Peters Township. Stouffer has Slavin in the middle, looking for that puck, but the pass goes under the skate of defenseman Travis Lamarck. Now it's in the slot and battered away to the side boards. Stouffer, good move on his backhand. Couldn't get much on it, though, and it's out to the line. Alexander from the right point, creeping down the wall. Stouffer again. This time looking for Mertens on the backside. Didn't connect. Mertens reversed the flow of the puck, but read well by North Allegheny, and here they come. Jackman, lead pass, coming on in for a shot and a save by Thomas as it hops over the glass and onto the netting. What a chance at the end of the shift. I didn't get the number of who that was. I think it might have been Luke Washabaugh breaking in. But Thomas makes his second breakaway save of the night. I was talking about him bidding for first-star honors. I'm not kidding. I know he's given up 4 goals, but he has turned away several grade A chances, as they say. Just looking at this game, he has stopped now 24 of 28 against. Collier from near the goal line shot that one over the top of the net, and we have a penalty coming. A penalty on the way, and it's against Peters Township again. Not what PT wanted to hear after giving up 3 power play goals so far, and maybe an unsportsmanlike on top of it. Interference and unsportsmanlike. And Kazarowski is headed over to the bench. I think he picked up the unsportsmanlike. Missed who went into the penalty box first for the boys in white, but that's no bueno for the home team. And North Allegheny gets its 4th power play, trying to make it 4 for 4 here. Off the face-off, Gallo. Deemer is the one who took the initial penalty. Gallo's shot saved, Thomas. Rebound punched wide from the slot. Another golden chance. Chi turning away from pressure, protecting the puck well. Gallo goes far side. Here's a shot from Irvin that's blocked and out to center at Karams. Irvin's on the far side. Chi finds him with a pass. Collier making a beeline to the front of the net. Now he peels off. Irvin, high slot. Fronted up there by Slavin, so he decides to dish to Chi. Chi to Gallo. Gallo to the far wing, and Irvin. 90 seconds to go on the power play. North Allegheny is 3 for 3 on the advantage. Irvin shot it, but the puck was behind him, and he couldn't get the velocity or the placement that he wanted on it, for that matter. Chi collecting and slowing down the pace. Gallo to Irvin. Back to Gallo. Lines one up again. High shot. Thomas made the save with the shoulder. Rebound kicks right back out to Gallo, all the way out the line. Irvin wristing. That's blocked. Here comes Peters Township back. 1-on-1, and simply deciding to chip that one in was Mertens. 12 minutes and ticking to go in regulation time. 4-4 the score. Deemer in the box for 2 minutes, and I think Kazarowski got an extra 10 for a game, a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, as Gallo's wrister deflects off the glove of Thomas. Kyle Thomas trying to hold it down, give his team a chance to rally back once again. We've seen goals coming in bursts, and there might be a penalty against North Allegheny. It is one. Washabaugh getting called for the cross check. That evens things up for the next 27 seconds, and then Peters Township will take the baton and take the power play chance after that. 4-on-4 for a little while, though. PT scored all 4 of its goals in the first period. NA had 2 in the first to go up 2-0, 1 in the second, and now 1 here in the third. Washabaugh takes the cross-checking minor. Mertens wins the face-off cleanly back. It's 4-on-4. Some open ice to work with. Carson Alexander shoved it around the wood. Mertens converging on it, but losing control. Mertens will take this and pivot up ice, but he lost it again. Jackman couldn't take it for North Allegheny. Now maybe PT will be wise to hang on to it and wait for the power play to start. I think that's what is being shouted at them from the bench, the direction they're getting. Pass comes over to Carson Alexander. Out of the box is Lucas Deemer. He'll head to the bench. Peters Township will get another body on. Mertens shooting. And that save made by Rylan Murphy. Murphy, if you're joining us late, did not start this game, but he has not allowed a goal yet in his period plus of action. Big shot out by the line by Ringwald. That hit a body and went to the corner. Glove down and now fed on to Alexander. Alexander wristing. That hit something too. Mertens takes it behind the net. He's got Slavin in the slot. Instead, he feeds it out to the point and Kobe Ringwald. Mertens, near side. Alexander shooting off the outside of the goal. Cooper Slavin retrieves. Under a minute to play, or to go in this power play. Mertens poking at it, keeping it alive, still turning, but now he gave it away to a Tiger. And it's shoved down the ice. Cleared down the length of the rink as we get close to 10 minutes to go in the third period. Tie game on Peters Hockey TV and Berg Hockey Live. I am Matt Geico on the play-by-play call. Alexander setting sail. Drops the puck for Camden Martin. Martin to Kovac. Ben Kovac. Keep an eye on number 18 who touches the puck now. Pries it loose, but Ringwald couldn't get there in time. Holmes couldn't clear, though. PT still keeps it, and a shot from Martin is gloved down, but not held, and now it's held on to by Murphy on the wrister from Alexander. 2 seconds remaining on the power play, an abbreviated one, but still a good chance for Peters Township to reclaim some of their equilibrium here. 9.5 to play. In regulation, that is. Neither team has played an overtime game yet in their opening 5 of the 2021-22 season. In case you were wondering about that just yet. McKenna couldn't get a shot through, so he just forced it to the corner. Martin had the puck drift off his stick. Here's number 29, Cole Jackman. Cross-ring pass. Gallo shot it over the crossbar in his bid for the hat trick. Luke Washabaugh charged down the wall out of the box, and he kept the puck in deep, but only momentarily. 9 to play in the period. Diagonal pass to Washabaugh. Jackman to Chi over the line. Chi backpedaling, cruising, trying to find Washabaugh with that pass. Couldn't get it there. Stepping up Holmes to tap it along. Washabaugh run into in the corner by McKenna. And the puck comes loose. Out by the point. Martin overskated, but Peters Township will keep it going north. 8.5 left in the third period. Peters Township's Ben Kovac hounded Matt Irvin from behind and pried the puck loose. Here's a lead pass from Stouffer. Goes past Cassiola, and icing is the call against Peters Township. Gives me a chance to tell you the upcoming schedule for North Allegheny. Regardless of what happens here tonight, they'll be at Central Catholic, at Harmerville on Thursday, and then they'll host Upper St. Clair next Thursday. 3 Thursdays in a row coming up for North Allegheny. That'll conclude on the 18th with a trip up 79 to Erie, PA, to play Cathedral Prep and the Ramblers. PT in the offensive zone, but O'Neill's going to get to this puck behind his net for North Allegheny. Cleared it up, along, and out with the help of Collinear. No, it was kept in. Pardon me. No, it was out. It did go just barely over the blue line. Peters Township disagrees, but that was the official call, offside, against PT, shoving it right back into the O zone. Getting close to 10:30. And it's a shame this game wasn't a 7 o'clock game. We would have seen a bigger crowd at Printscape. But we're happy to have you along watching live from wherever you are, or perhaps after the fact on YouTube and on petershockey.tv. Turned over. Cassiola, a couple of Peters Township players collide, and one of them is hurt. Luca Maeda ran right through Maxwell Kness, who is hobbling and protecting his right arm. It hangs limp at his side. Oh, goodness. Friendly fire for sure. No Tiger was involved in that. Interesting. As PT tried to get on that forecheck doggedly. And Mike Bagnato wants an explanation. The North Allegheny head coach talking to one of the referees. Perhaps to say that, hey, we should have the face-off up ice, and it looks like they will. Yant and Schultz are your referees tonight. And once again, the Tigers parade up ice with it. 3-on-3, so they'll elect to chip deep. Carson Alexander dished it over past Kobe Ringwald. Peters Township turned it over to Cole Jackman. Jackman placed it behind the net. Players collide, but the puck comes free to Peters Township, but given away to Gallo. Seems like he's played more than half the game at this point. Jackman shooting in. On the puck retrieval, Alexander. Good play up to Slavin, who kicks it to his stick. Mertens avoiding pressure, but couldn't get past the back check of Holmes. Ringwald, number 19 for Peters Township. Found Mertens. Flipped it in deep. Did Peters Township. On it there is Cooper Slavin. Martin charging in to Mertens in close quarters. Not a lot of room, so he'll bank it out to the point. Richard score! It was deflected in the slot. It caroms home, and Peters Township has the lead again. Again out of nothing, Cooper Slavin between the circles got in the way of this Ringwald shot, and a big celebration down to one knee. The go-ahead goal for PT once again. 6:34 left in regulation time. And Cooper Slavin, the captain, might have done it. Might have put PT over the top tonight. Still a ways to go, but they're in position now to take home 2 points. Their first goal since the last few seconds of the first period. Ringwald will get the primary assist, and if Slavin's celebration is any indication, this is his goal all the way. An even strength goal, the fourth of the night for Peters Township. And will PT be the one to hand North Allegheny its first loss of the season? It's trending that way. But the way this game has gone, hard to really count anything. Kimberling pinning the puck to the wall behind his net. And we'll see how aggressively or conservatively Peters Township plays with the lead. That's always the challenge when you take the lead. It's given away, and a high shot right to the chest of Rylan Murphy. He hangs on. Held on to on the chance from Kovac. Peters Township's leading goal scorer. And Mayetta Casiola and Caleb Kovac, will go out as the forward line for PT. Perhaps their last shift of the evening. Slavin from Alexander and Ringwald. I believe it is Ringwald and Alexander in that order on the assist. Ringwald shot that one from the left point. Turned over. Casiola, 2-on-2 rush for Peters Township. Casiola trying to slide it inside against one of the NA defenders. Caleb Kovac, though, couldn't get to it before. It's held onto by Murphy. 5:37 left in the third. A quick-moving third period, at least to this point. Shots on goal just 3-2 for Peters Township, so the teams have tightened it up. Hasn't been as freewheeling as it was at certain points in this game. Casiola will look to shoot off the draw, but that hit a skate, and off to the corner it went. Ringwald holding. No penalty there as Ringwald hoists it down the boards. Turning this way and that, Caleb Kovac, but lost control of the puck. His opposite number, Trey Gallo, gets his feet moving. Gallo shot one. That's off of Thomas and caroms over to the near side boards. Everyone lost track of it for a second, or most people did. Not Caleb Kovac, thankfully for Peters Township. And he guided it out to center. 5 minutes to play in the third. Irvin. Big drive from the center ice area by Kyle Holmes, getting the forecheck going for North Allegheny. This is Ringwald. Mertens, good pass to Slavin, who has the go-ahead goal. Slavin deals to the backhand, and his shot didn't go on target. Thinking at the outside of the goal. Now Slavin again from the slot. Left it there. Peters Township controlling. Alexander's shooting, and boy, nearly a fourth deflection goal. 3 of the 5 goals tonight have been scored on deflections for Peters Township. They've been working on those tip drills in practice, obviously. They're doing something right there. You don't see that often at this level. You see it a lot in the NHL. Centering pass, score! Stouffer from the slot, and there's a rip job up under the crossbar off the pass from Slavin. 6-4, Peters Township, late stages, third period. What a perfect shot. What a perfect pass. It all works for PT. How about it? They've come back. After coming back initially to lead it 4-2, then it was 4-4, now it's 6-4. And now PT really in the driver's seat at home. Chase Stouffer, his first varsity point as far as I can tell. The senior strikes in a prime scoring area, but you still got to bury it, and he certainly did. He didn't leave anything to chance on that shot, ripping it over the glove of Murphy. So Rylan Murphy has given up a couple here in this third period. He looks up at the center hanging scoreboard clock to see how much time is left, and maybe he'll be called to the bench shortly from Coach Bagnotto. But for now, he holds up the puck behind his net. 3:30 left in the third. Given away again. Martin, the shot right on, and Murphy makes the save. Now he tries to glove this one down, but he couldn't do it. Ben Kovac behind the net takes a check to keep the puck in the possession of Peters Township. Lamarck collided with him, but it's Kovac once more. Trying to slide around the checking of Jackman this time. Keeps the puck in the corner for a little bit, and now Martin will take the turnover. Martin for Peters Township. One try, now a second. He got it below the goal line once more. Kovac bodied off the puck. He's going to head to the bench. Peters Township now, the idea is to keep those shifts short. This was shot the length of the ice, but no icing. Peters Township wanted the icing call, did not get it. Out to the line, Gallo forced it right past Slavin, but no further. And it's O'Neill back in the neutral zone. His backhand pass to the near side. It's intercepted and taken by Peters Township. Matt Irvin, though, leading the rush back. Goes cross rink, does Irvin. Over to Gallo. Gallo's got a man back door. It's Collinear. Couldn't get it through. Irvin then tried to make the pass. That was block 2. 2:25 to play in the third period. We'll keep an eye on the goaltender down to our right. Rylan Murphy looking to the bench. Irvin turning to wrist it. And that one missed. To the line, Gallo. The shot was deflected off the end glass. O'Neill returns it to Gallo, pivoting away from pressure. Rips it cross rink. This is taken by Owen Logan. Hasn't had too many touches on the puck. He's harassed there out at the point by Cassiola, so he gives it up. Cassiola now pressuring. Logan. Still 5 skaters out there only for North Allegheny, and they turn it over, and Peters Township did get it out over the line. That's offside against the Tigers. 1:48 left in the third. Slavin and Stouffer, your goal scorers in this third period for Peters Township after Connor Chee tied it for North Allegheny. And PT will, in effect, take over first place with a win here tonight, assuming it comes in regulation, because the teams will both be at 5-1 in that case, and PT will own the head-to-head tiebreaker. Probably too early to talk about that, but this has been a battle for first. We've built it that way, so got to stay consistent. And it's been fun to watch these two teams exchange blows all evening. Chee, speaking of blows, he's knocked down hard. Play continues on the clean check. Holmes goes cross rink. Chee wants to cut inside. Alexander read it beautifully, though. He had help, too, from Slavin. Always easier to defend when you've got a buddy right next to you. Net is empty. 1:10 left in the third. Irvin gave it away. Backhand toward the empty cage by Mertens, but he missed. Now Stouffer has a goal in this third period to the front of the net, but picked off there by O'Neill. But he gave it away to Peters Township's Alexander from center ice. He tried to shoot it down the length of the rink. Stouffer takes it, and he's knocked off the puck. 50 seconds left. NA needs a quick one, obviously. Gallo. He's the man to try to do it. Gallo's got 2 tonight, but his deke does not work. Sniffed out there by Alexander. Slavin at center ice. Empty net staring him in the face. Slavin score! 2 goals in the third period for Cooper Slavin, the captain of Peters Township. And he makes it a 7-4 game, and he puts this one away. PT's about to step into first place. Poise on the puck. Knew he had an option to pass it off perhaps to Tomko, but Slavin decided to hang on to it, call his own number, take it all the way. With 33 seconds left, that has just about done it. 2 resilient teams tonight, but Peters Township has a little bit more in the tank, it appears. Kazarowski to take the draw. He's out after that 10-minute misconduct penalty was served. So PT even short a player. Rallies with 3 here in the third. 4 in the first, 3 in the third. Maybe not the way you draw it up. But a pair of rallies is going to be more than enough to pick up the win here tonight. 12 seconds to go in the game. Turned over by Colanier. Peters Township backpedaling in its own zone. It's Ringwald coming out from behind his net. 3 seconds to play in the game. Time runs out. Peters Township with the biggest win of this young season. Kazarowski with a bear hug for goaltender Kyle Thomas. And here comes the PT bench, ready to congratulate their netminder and shake hands with North Allegheny at center ice, but not before they celebrate with their buddies right around the net. 7-4, Peters Township prevails tonight in a battle of the top 2 teams in Class AAA. It's been our pleasure to bring it to you on PetersHockey.tv and Berg Hockey Live on BergHockey.com. Can't wait for the rematch, honestly. It'll come up on January the 24th at Barrel in Warrendale. These 2 teams will have to recover, rest up, and get ready for another game on Thursday night. PT at Baldwin at the Ice Castle, and North Allegheny will go up Route 28 to Harmerville to take on Central Catholic. But North Allegheny, despite scoring 4 power play goals on 4 opportunities, it wasn't enough. PT gets 6 even-strength goals, 5 of them before the empty net situation. So 5-on-5 play prevails over special teams tonight. Always interesting to see how that battle plays out as well on a night-by-night basis. So PT will want to shore up that PK perhaps, but it doesn't matter because they were the better team more consistently over the course of the night, and they can try to wind down. I'm sure these kids will be getting to bed 1 or 2 in the morning after the adrenaline rush of beating the top team in the league and taking over first place. Thanks again to Todd Kazarowski on site and his 10-band productions. This has been Matt Geika broadcasting remotely, but feeling the emotions of tonight. Great to be in the rink with you, whether it be literally or virtually. We'll talk to you next time with more Peters Township hockey coming up on Thursday at Baldwin. See you soon.